I've been watching other streamers play some of the more modern Final Fantasy games, and I'm excited to compare Final Fantasy 9 to the other games in like regards to how it's made, and also in regards to just like its goals and all those sorts of things. But yeah, things that I think are like really cool to just like bring up to frame the whole conversation for the game is that, oh, and all the music on the channel, everything that we're hearing, this is all like actually me playing piano. I wrote this song. It's and all the music on the stream normally is me, but today it's gonna be Nobuo Uematsu, who is a much better composer than me. Uh, but this is a cute song. It's pretty, and it's kind of like the theme for the channel in a way. So it's good to have during the opening. It's a nice chord. But yeah, that's what I normally do on the stream. But today we'll listen to Nobuo Uematsu in the soundtrack for this great game. And what I just wanted to say about it beforehand that I keep starting to say and then not saying is that the game is a testament to art as a whole, in my opinion. That's how I read the story to this game, is that it's about the role of art. Well, there's so many things happening, because like the real main story is about the existential fear of death and overcoming the sort of fact that all things are impermanent, which is a very Buddhist and cool concept to address. Of course, it's doing so many other things. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I think that a lot of this stuff is amazing. I mean, I'm just like stuck in awe of the world all the time, and I could just gush on and on about it. I keep saying that, but I could just like go on, and that's why I started to stream, is because I'll just like never stop talking. The characters of this game are some of the most immersive characters that I've ever read in any story. And yeah, it's like all very theatrical. That's one of the things I love about it. A lot of my very best friends in my life have been people involved in drama and theater, and this game is very much about acting and plays, and it's got like plays within plays right off the bat. Of course, it's got like an explosive beginning, and one of the coolest things about this game is that I was actually thinking about like what to say about it all week, and I just kept getting more hyped and hyped for the parts that I love. And what was so amazing, I didn't even realize it till this morning, is that like half the parts that I was remembering are parts that are within like the first 4 hours of the game. This game is so jam-packed with content because like the first several hours stick out in my mind all the time, but then the game just continues to like tie loose ends together and get better and better. And I think my favorite thing overall about the game is that uh, it's composed of like a bunch of different abstract ideas and concepts that are woven together in ways that seem unconnected at first, but then the more that you look into it, the more everything was very carefully laid out and interwoven. And there's so many cool themes and motives, and it's very musical. And like in terms of it being theatrical, the whole thing is even laid out in almost acts. And so tonight I'm going to try and get through, and we're going to basically do the first act, or we're going to do the first part of the game. And for me, I consider that to be from the very beginning of the game up into the end of the assault on Clara. I don't know how long it'll take me. In the past, it's taken me 10 hours as a child, and like also just on 1 or 2 runs through my life. But I'm also going to be like using fast forward through small things just to get through small stuff. And, you know, I just know the game so well at this point that it probably won't take that long. But yeah, I'll probably go to around Clara. This is my first time setting up a game on my computer, so hopefully everything works. I think that the controller is going pretty well. You didn't look at it in that perspective. Yes, yes, that's exactly what I'm hoping to inspire in people, is just like another way to think about it. And I am so excited to talk about trans metaphors and just shove trans perspective into this game, because this game's fucking trans. This game's so trans. Like, everyone is kind of almost manifestation of Zidane and is on their own gender journey. The game has representation from people who consider themselves very masculine and very feminine, and then there's also huge questions about non-binary genders, such as being agender or omnigender or whatever else it might be, or just generally non-binary. I think that the game has so many questions about all these different things, and I'm really excited to talk about it while I play. I've been, well, I think that we're all noobs. One of like the catchphrases of this channel for me was going to be that we're all noobs here, because I'm still new to 3D modeling, which is the point of the channel, but I'm trying to be like brave and just mess up on stream. I don't think I'll mess up playing the game. I'm very excited for a lot of portions. I'm really excited for a lot of mini games like Chocobo Hot and Cold. But anyways, I don't want to talk for too much because I just want to get into playing the game, and I am so excited for it. So I'm going to switch over. And oh wait, I will say one last thing, is that one of my goals here is to get 50 followers. So if there's anyone here who's watching and you want to help me out with that and you follow, it's so appreciated. I'd like to shout out Cryptid Mage, who followed, and I talked to them in some other chats before, so I'm really thankful. And I'm thankful to all of you who drop by and follow and hang out and just chat. It's so appreciated. I've kind of always wanted to do this, and I hadn't even considered how much I'd like talking to people while I do these things, so I'm super stoked. I'm gonna probably do like light voice acting for the game, but I'm probably not gonna get like too into it because I'm not a voice actress by any means. But I'm gonna turn up our game audio again. Here we go. Let's turn it down just a hair. Just a hair. Maybe more of a hair. There we go. That seems pretty good. And we'll turn it up here. And let me know if it's too loud or too soft. I think that probably like maybe this is a good space for it, but let me know. I'm gonna get into the game, but I do have a chat window that I can see on the side, and our controller is working right off the bat, and we're just gonna click new game, and I am so excited. I was so captivated by this game the first time that I played it, and the fact that it takes place in the middle of the ocean like this is, I think that the sound might be just a little bit too loud still, but I can turn it down on my headphones. So I was so captivated that this was just like in the middle of the ocean. There was something about it starting out in like the middle of this hurricane that was just so immersive to me. I just felt so sucked into the environment immediately, and the whole opening cinematic is amazing. I love this coming shot with the window because I think it's kind of like a shout out to a later part when they're in a cove. I probably don't need to talk so much over the cinematics, but there's no dialogue, so it's probably okay. Oh, great. Awesome. I hope I didn't tinker with it more and mess it up, but what a beautiful game. From the year 2000, of course. And this was the last game that Hironobu Sakugawa made. I hope that I said the name right. I think I might have butchered it slightly. But I know it was also supposed to be Nobuo Uematsu's last game. I think he did come back to help on later iterations. But video game music is actually partially why I went to school for music, is I just was so inspired by these soundtracks and the emotional element added from music and games. Nobuo Uematsu is such a hero to me, and this game was definitely something that shaped my love of music. We are playing the remastered version, so the graphics are a little bit sharper. I honestly kind of like the old graphics, because it like is almost purposefully stylized, so the pixely-ness is kind of cute. And of course, the first thing I'm gonna do is adjust my settings. That's like what I do in basically every single game that I play. I don't know if I'll need to actually read any of this, but I bet you that I can find it later if I so desire. Um, we're not using the keyboard, which is cool. The fact that Steam has a built-in PS4 setup is so cool. I really love that. Because I remember when I was younger, I feel like I tried to do something like that, and I had to like download like something off GitHub or like find like just like other sketchy software. So we're definitely gonna change some things in the configurations here. First, I just want to see if I can. Okay. No, this isn't actually what we want here. So how do we press backspace? I'm in the keyboard controls. I see. Yeah, this isn't actually what I'm looking for. So we're gonna press backspace, and we're gonna exit out of that. It's okay. We will do initial for sure. Basically, the biggest thing I want is a blue screen. Personally, I'm all about the blue screens. We'll put it on run for sure. We definitely want it on fast, everything. Window color, classic. The classic, of course, we want vibration for sure. And we're not going to use any of the cheats at the bottom. Not for this run. We're not going to go for a perfect run. We're just going to go for like a really genuine run. I'm just going to do like what I remember and kind of just like follow my heart through most of the game. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is pretty good. I like all this. And I don't know how we get out of the menu. We'll press that. That seems to work. My circle button doesn't seem to like leaving menus. There we go. Oh, circle is select, but then also X is select. That's what's happening here. That's a weird thing that is happening on my controller. So let's go down, and we will go to controls. Oh, it's because I had it on custom, and I probably just messed something up. So let's go back now. It should be set up. Nope. Both X and O are both selecting for me. So that's an interesting conundrum. Okay, that seems to be good. I think we have it now. Let's see. We're gonna go up to ability, and we will click that, and now we can go back. Okay, that's silly, but we made it through, and now we're just gonna go. We'll go on hyper fast mode if we can. My controller is acting up now a little bit. It's like having, it seems like the joystick is like, oh, whoa, what? Yeah, the joysticks are really messing up on me here. And so many technical issues, of course. I actually have like an analog stick over here, so that's pretty neat. It's kind of like I'm playing with a controller anyways. I just have to remember the controls. Okay, so we can finally play the game. Zidane is going to light the candle. And like I said, we're going to do light voice acting. I'm not going to say everything. I'm just going to say what comes to my heart. And we're going to stick with the classic names probably. So we'll just go with Zidane. Yeah, of course that happened. Oh, it's just like keyboard controls, so that's fine. We'll press control with confirm with the mouse. It's me, Zidane. Antilus crew. Hey Zidane, you sure are late. Sorry, so where's the boss? Ain't here yet. Dragon Screech. Okay, now we just steal a ton. I think this setup's gonna work. I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. We'll see. Okay. So we are gonna steal until we steal all the stuff. Wow, that was really lucky. I feel like I always have good luck in this game, to be honest. So we got the Mage Masher, oh, and there's the wrist. So a lot of the time it takes a long time to steal those things, but we got really lucky, and now we can just sort of fly through. I should have looked at what like the fast forward control is, but I didn't really think of it. I didn't think we would use it so much, but like this would be a pretty appropriate time to just fast forward to the end of this fight. I'm gonna have one sip of coffee here just while I am only pressing X over and over. Baku's pissed. Okay. I'm excited to talk about the gang and to talk about the sort of relationships between them all, but you know, I'm just gonna talk about things as they kind of come up. All right, everybody, let's go to the room and talk about the plan. This game's so cute. I love just like all the characters so much. We're infiltrating Alexandria, and the mission is to kidnap the heir to the throne, Princess Garnet. I'll take it from here. Our ship's about to dock at Alexandria. When it does, we're gonna put on our costumes. They're gonna perform I Wanna Be Your Canary. Marcus is playing the lead, and Blink is gonna distract the audience. And that's gonna be Zidane's cue. That's when I kidnap the princess, right? I'm not gonna call her Babelicious, but I'll call myself Babelicious though. Okay, so enter Vivi, like one of the best Final Fantasy characters of all time. Maybe one of the best characters of all time. Such a cute character, but also such feels, and also just so amazing. Oh yeah, I take coffee seriously. I am very grateful for having it, and I take very good care to grind my own beans and to just really, I try and savor the coffee making process because it's a chore kind of, but I try to just really embrace everything that I'm doing. What a wonderful score. The whole game is like a beautiful symphony, frankly. You know, I was gonna say with the controller that I felt like very confident I'd get 100 nobles in the coming sword fight scene, but I think that I'm probably not going to do that with the keyboard controls, but who knows, maybe it'll be a little easier. Could be. Oh, I'm so excited. And I kind of feel like I know the streets of Alexandria here, basically like I know the back of my hand. Granted, there's probably like 10 screens that it's composed of, it's not like that much. Are you all white? I think she says all white in the first one, like in the initial game. I don't know if they changed the text, but maybe that's a different character that I'm thinking of. Maybe she's just more mature. Her pigtails were kind of on point. So now we're gonna run into a weird person that we can't avoid, even though we'll try to. What's up, Puck? Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to spoil Puck's name. Now we know who Rat Kid is without having any reason to. We're destroying causality. Okay, so we're gonna just go around and we're gonna pick up items that I've no business knowing exist if it is your first time playing. But I just sort of kind of know where most things are. So there's a very famous challenge with this game where you're supposed to try and get to one of the very last areas in 12 hours. And there's a whole bunch of other challenges, like doing it all at level 1 and doing all those types of things. And I am not interested in pursuing any challenge like that, but I am like still like pretty familiar with a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna grab everything that I can recall. And I probably won't talk to any NPCs that we don't need to. We pro, we are. Seriously, we're so good. Vivi came out of this house. I've never really thought about like what was Vivi doing in here in the first place. Was she like teaching him how to sew? Because that would be kind of cute. It's almost like Hayao Miyazaki. This reminds me of like the spinning wheel at the end of Spirited Away, which is a nice memory. Maybe Vivi like is what the little bird turns into or something. This is that lady after her swamp gets industrialized. I love these pre-rendered backgrounds so much. I kind of miss it about games, even though they're like just static images. They're like not exactly as immersive as like an open world game, but there's something about them. They're so good. Honorable Nobles of Treno. My friend made like a YouTube video that was like sort of just parodying that line over and over. It was really funny. Okay, let's grab this thing. I don't even know what I'm grabbing. I just remember where everything is. I don't remember what they are. Oh, thanks so much for joining again. It's so nice to have people in chat. And this game is a particularly amazing game to just like talk about and to just talk with people while I play. And I feel like I have had so many different things that I want to talk about in stream come on my mind recently. And this game actually kind of fits in with a lot of stuff, just like gender and politics, existential dread. One of my friends who will probably be in the stream at some point has been streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that game's got such powerful themes about like environmentalism and capitalism. This game, it's kind of interesting because it like seems so much more lighthearted, but it's like just as existentially depressing in a lot of other ways. I think this game has maybe well, I mean, Final Fantasy VII has a mildly happy ending. I think this game has kind of a more overtly happy ending. But it's still pretty, like, Zidane basically becomes suicidal and like has to basically make the sort of absurdist decision of whether like they even want to live or not, which is pretty wild. Oh, sorry that you got your thing caught by my bot. I have my bot set to max settings right now because like I just really didn't want to, like, I feel like I'm trying to figure out so many things with streaming that like moderation is just something that I feel like I don't have time to really like perfect, and so I just set my chatbot like settings to like basically maximum. But I know that like you and like everyone writing is not really writing anything bad, but maybe one day I'll have a better like setup to actually deal with that sort of stuff. We are totally not going to. Well, I wish I saw the hard emotes. I don't know why it would prevent emotes. That makes me want to go change the settings, but I can do that on a break. Phoenix Pinion. I don't think I'll do the jump rope game for a while, but I think I do want to do it for just a second and just see how we are at first. I haven't done it in such a long time, but like I feel like I was pretty good. I think it's a goal to go to 1,000, and I think I did like get really close or really high at one point, but wow, this is a lot harder to talk during the second level of the game. Yeah, I didn't succeed. I don't think I'm gonna try anymore. I think I'm satisfied with 35. We don't even need to go, because there's gonna be so much more fun mini games than that one. But that game is pretty cool too. Don't I have to like make this guy fall over? Maybe that's a later. Oh yeah, I have to talk to the ticket person before that happens. But we're gonna go and we're just gonna get all the items that like you wouldn't know unless you walked around. Isn't the scenery so beautiful? And the music's really great too. Oh, I've been so excited for this, and like I was saying all week, I've just been thinking about this game and all the different moments that I really love. So basically you get to just like steal from that little girl by running down here, and she runs outside at some point. We'll talk to this person while we sort of figure this out. Tell me if you see Mittens. Okay, we're gonna go find Mittens. Maybe you have to run this way? She runs outside at one point. Yeah, there you go. And then you go up here. And then you like basically just go into her sock drawer or something. It's like not really good. 3 gil. Was it worth it, Vivi? Was it worth it? Fortunately, we are only dealing with data, so I think it's okay right now. So I'm vegan. That's like one thing that is just like kind of important to me. And I want to talk about veganism on the stream. I'm not gonna like make it a main facet of the stream, just because I already have so many things that I'm talking about, and I feel like I'm not like as educated as maybe other vegans are on veganism. I try to be. Don't get me wrong. I try to read about veganism as much as I possibly can, and I'm like as vegan as I possibly can personally. It's just extremely important to me. But like as far as the channel, I'm just gonna bring it up like when it's relevant. But one thing that this game features is and a lot of Final Fantasy games feature this, is riding on chocobos, which I feel so conflicted about because on one hand I find riding horses to be detestable in the practice of sort of going through, and I don't even like the word they use for it, whatever the domestication process is for horses. It's pretty depressing, and so like chocobo riding makes me really sad in that lens, but then in another lens it's like, look at these beautiful colored birds that just get to hang out with me and will like help me run around the world, and it's just like I love chocobos so much that it's okay. Yo, Nabil225, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you being here. I'm so glad that you're hanging out. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Nabil has been really supportive in my attempts to stream, and has just been sitting on my chats and talking and sort of shouting me out on their channel. So I'll give them a shout out in just a second in chat. I'll write it down in chat so you can check out their channel. But I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Prompto is so cute. It's so funny, and such a valuable part of that game. I love Prompto so much. It's so funny. I feel like I haven't even been thinking about the game because I've just played it so many times that I just have like a flowchart for every segment of the game. Anyways, I was just talking about how I feel like conflicted about chocobos in general, because although they're extremely cute, and I love Chocobo Hot and Cold, it's one of my favorite games, and I love searching for chocographs in this game. I love basically everything involving chocobos, but it's like, ugh, I just don't like riding horses, and it's basically the same thing, of course. Not exactly the same thing, but I mean, it's pretty comparable, right? Oh, there we go. So that was what we need to do to trigger that scene. Pretty good. You made me miss. You didn't do it, Vivi. Don't worry about it. That person just had a hard day. I'm excited to see Ruby. I love Ruby. Definitely one of my favorite things about video games in general, especially the Final Fantasy franchise, are strong side characters. I saw the guy tell you it was fake. Are you Alleyway Jack? Do I look like that loser? But I'll let you in on the show if you become my slave. Alright, sure. Awesome. Now, for your first assignment, you go stand over there and see if anyone's coming. Alright. I've felt this way in my life. I've felt that people just pull me into their things, and I kind of always say yes to life, personally. We'll say yeah, it's clear. Awesome. Engage according to mission parameters. Oh, no, it's okay. My life's been wild. It's been amazing. It's been always so good. This guy steals from you if you walk into them. What a cool outfit they have, though. Into the steeple, into the steeple. Now we're gonna climb up this tower. It's very dangerous. You go first. Alright. Ah, Moogle. One of my favorite fictional creatures, Moogles. My cell phone ringtone, or for text tone, is the Moogle sound from this game. And my cell phone ringtone is the, what is it? It's the Chocobo Hot and Cold song, of course, because that's like my favorite mini game ever. I'll probably just play Chocobo Hot and Cold for like 6 hours even. I really enjoy it. I farm Robe of Lords, which costs 10,000 points basically every time I play this game, just because I enjoy the game so much. It's like an excuse to play that mini game. It's like crazy. I'm so like obsessed. Same. Yo, this is the first time I've had this many people in chat. Thank you so much for joining Popcorn is Born. And I really appreciate your follow recently. I haven't gotten a chance to tell you because I actually haven't streamed much this week. It's not for like any bad reasons. I've just been so busy with other things. But they've all been really good things. I'm starting a new job on Monday and I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited. I'm going to be working in a high school. I've been working in mental health. I sort of support people who have really significant mental health struggles, and I can talk about mental health a ton. And in fact, kind of pause from the game, I'll just mention really quickly that like I have a stream coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow night or if I'm going to do it this week. I haven't decided, but we'll see. But I'm going to actually do like a really serious stream. I'm going to talk about mental health, probably like specifically relating to the history of mental health. It's really important to me. I feel like I have a lot of unique things to say about it, both from like just my own research and personal experience as well. So I'll be talking about that, and I'm going to be showing some videos of really horrible things. So really only watch it if you're feeling like comfortable with seeing really like terrible footage, but it's like real footage that I think a lot of people need to see in order to really understand like the foundation for our modern mental health system. I was watching Wyatt Earth's stream. I don't know if any of you have seen Wyatt Earth, but I've been watching their streams sometimes, and they do really serious content, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate people who can have a serious tone on their stream. I specifically want to have a positive and optimistic view on my stream, so I'm not going to do depressing content all the time, but I want to do serious stuff. Oh wow, congrats. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Oh, it's going to be so cool. I'm working as a paraprofessional in the high school, so I'm going to be basically like a teacher's assistant. I'm going to be helping like kids who have learning disabilities and stuff just like sort of get through the material they need. I think it's something I'm going to really enjoy and flourish at. I used to teach music, and I think I'm a pretty darn good music teacher. I think I'm a good teacher in general. I think part of it is that I believe that anybody can learn anything. I try not to be like ableist because I think that there's a difference between learning and doing. I think it's true that not everybody can do everything, but I think that everybody can learn everything. And I think that like for some people it's like harder to learn, and certain people learn different ways. But I think that for people who like really have had a hard time learning in their life, they've often had like really terrible teachers too, who like can only explain things in one way. And I think it's the teacher's responsibility to sort of conform the data in such a way that like they can communicate it to the student. That's like the whole point of a teacher. I feel like that's where I thrive. I feel like I'm really good at saying things in a lot of different ways. Just sort of condensing material down into smaller zip files, and then sending the data to someone else so that they can just like extract it and their system like knows how to do it, kind of. Mental health is so important. No, it's very literally one thing you wouldn't be able to do. Are you saying you wouldn't be able to do the job of like helping people with like serious mental illnesses? Because it is very hard. It's extremely hard work, and part of the reason that I'm trying to get out of it is because it's very depressing, of course. It's very stressful. People will often sure, I'll help, of course I will. It's depressing, it's stressful, it's really hard, it's underappreciated, it doesn't pay well. I don't mean to harp on the negatives, but there's just so many reasons to leave, and I think I'll really enjoy this job. I think it's going to be really fun to be in like a classroom. I've always liked school so much anyways. Yeah, definitely there's a lot to talk about the education system. I've been very lucky. I've had the most wonderful teachers in the whole world. It's just absolutely amazing how good my teachers are. I feel blessed every single day. And I think about my teachers very often. These controls are actually pretty decent. I think it's going to be hard during the upcoming sword fight thing. But like right now, the controls are feeling very fluid. I have this sort of like left-handed keyboard thing. You can probably see it on screen there a little bit. And it's got this sweet like thumb pad, so I'm kind of using that, and it's pretty intuitive. It feels like pretty natural. A couple other streamers and people I know in real life, they told me that they liked Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy 9, but had never beaten it or had only seen parts of it. I'm like, this is my favorite game. I know it so well. So like, I should just play it and I should just talk about it. Now, one of the things about this game, and I know I haven't read all your messages, I'm gonna get to it very shortly. One of the things about this game is that it's got so many themes and so many things going on, like most good pieces of art, that like I feel like I haven't caught everything, and I feel like you can't catch everything, and everyone is going to have their own interpretation. And so I haven't like really listened to any other people's interpretations or read anything. I have once or twice like through the years, but not in preparation for this stream. I've also talked about the game with some of my friends, but most of my friends are not at an intersection where they've both played the game and also know about like social justice things and the sorts of things I want to talk about in relation to this game. So like I didn't have anyone to talk about with like gender in relation to Final Fantasy IX. I might be one of the first people to like try and do that on stream. I'm sure that I'm not, but like I haven't seen any YouTube videos for it. None of my friends have talked about it. I'm gonna stop here because we have a cutscene coming up and I just want to catch up on chat. But yeah, there's so much to say about this game, and I'm excited to try and dig into it, but like even I haven't explored all of these metaphors and all of these like meanings, and so I'm really excited to crack into it on stream, talk about the things that I have sorted out for myself, talk about the things I haven't sorted out for myself, maybe hear what you all have to say and sort of go back and forth.